How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be showing you the official Teachingrots guide. Now, the first thing I want to talk about today is spins. When a melee brother spins on you, you want to keep them within distance of your partner here, so that way you can keep your DPS at maximum possible. So here's what we're going to do. If I start getting melee spun over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run south here like this, okay? And then I'm going to get about right here. I'm going to let my brother, the whole time you're running, by the way, you should spam your hotkeys for your abilities so that way you don't lose any deeps. And just make sure and spam click to run, because anytime you use an ability, you're going to stop running. Now, I'm going to run south here, and when my melee brother gets within 2 spaces of me, I'm going to run over here. And I'm just going to keep spamming my clicks and spamming my ability keys so that way I keep my deeps up. And then when he gets within 2 spaces of me over here, I'm going to run over here to my partner. And then just keep up the spamming, and then when he gets 2 spaces again, you're going to come over here. And then he'll stop spinning before he gets to you, and that'll keep him from spinning on you or your partner, and it'll keep y'all at maximum possible deeps. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is the individual brothers' specs. Now, let's start with Guthan. His spear. If, for instance, if Guthan is on me, he will spear my partner over here. Now, when this happens, a lot of people will tell you to provoke. Don't do that. It's a DPS waste. You can run in deeps. So what you want to do is you're going to run and stand on your partner's face, just like this. And Guthan will pull the spear out. Just remember to run in deeps. As soon as he pulls the spear out, you need to get back over here in your original spot. So that way there's no deeps lost and there's no chance of getting double spun. Now, that being said, next thing we're going to talk about is grounding. If Torag is on you, he's going to hammer you into the ground. Now, when he does this, he's going to be dealing 250 damage every couple seconds. Now, it's not much damage, but you can't deal damage to him while you're in the ground. You can't deal damage to anyone while you're in the ground. But your partner has to hit Torag for about 5k damage, and that will get you out of the ground. However, this damage won't actually affect Torag, so you want to get out of the ground as fast as possible. So we recommend using Snapshot or Wild Magic to get your partner out immediately to keep the deeps up. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is Darok. Darok does a special called Give Me Everything. He'll start charging up. Any damage he takes will add to the next attack he does. So, what you want to do is focus on a different brother. Otherwise, if he is the last brother on your side, what you want to do is just go ahead and keep your adren up on him, and if you're at 100% adren, hit him 2 or 3 abilities, and then hit a devotion, and then build your adren back to 100% and drop your death swiftness or metamorphosis, depending what style you're using, and get ready to wreck his face. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is flipping. Now, melee brothers will flip other brothers from time to time. When this happens, it resets that brother's special attack counter, so it will stall their next attack, and they won't use a spec, which is amazing when they do it to Carol, because that means no lightning, no bombs, no spins, which is epic. Now, the reason for standing right here and having your partner stand right there is for lightning, okay? Now, lightning, when it happens, it'll spawn either north or south of the room, always. It can spawn northeast, northwest, north middle, southeast, southwest, south middle, but it always spawns on the south or north wall. Now, when Carol disappears from your side, he's going to appear on one of these walls right here, either the north or the south here, and then when that happens, your partners on the other side should call lightning. Now, that lets you know to look. If it's not north, obviously it's south, so you don't even need to actually look. You keep your map on whatever side. If it's not north, you know, take 1 step this way, surge south, boom, you just surge through the lightning, and you didn't take any damage. Now, also, when the brothers will flip Varak into the air, he will do his helicopter attack, which he'll say, Varak is tracking you from the skies. He spins his flail like a helicopter and flies through the air, and it counts as a melee spin, so just run him like you would any other melee spin. Varak doesn't really melee spin unless he's dead and the timer resets and he's brought back to life, in which case all melee brothers will spin in this situation. They almost always come back to life spinning. Keep that in mind. Also, if they are walking and not running, if you're running from a melee brother and he's walking and not running, that means he is glitched out and he is spinning. You just cannot see the spinning animation. Keep that in mind. It will save your life. Now, I'm going to talk about Soul Touch. This is Varak's special attack in which he makes you stand in a specific spot. We'll say Varak ties your soul to a specific location, and a green indicator will show up for you to stand in. Don't worry about this, because it only drains your prayer slightly, and it could put you in very serious danger. For example, it could put you on the north side of the room over here, where in which case Aram will start spinning on your head, and then lightning will spawn right on your face, and then you just took 6, 7, 12, 20,000 damage in one turn. You're dead. Now, The next thing we want to talk about is lightning, which we actually already discussed. So actually, bombs will be the next thing. When Carol disappears, if he leaves a cloud of red and black smoke on the ground, this means he's charging bombs. That portal you can hop through and it will take you to the other side. So you can potentially all four get on the same side if you wish. But the bombs will explode for an insane amount of damage. If you're within 7 spaces, it still hits you for 4,800 damage. So keep this in mind. The closer you are, the more the damage. If you're standing directly on top of it, it's a whopping 10k. So try and avoid these. We try and save surge for situations such as those. That's why we run the spins in a concentric pattern. So that way you have surge for bombs or lightning, because that's the most dangerous thing here. Now, we're going to talk about Aram. Aram doesn't do much. When you attack Aram for a certain amount of damage, usually around 5 to 10k, Aram will start flying into the air. Now, when this happens, Aram can't use any special attacks, which is a good thing. Also, though, if you are maging, you can only deal 50% damage on Aram while he's flying. So keep this in mind, and if you're going to be maging, it's always good to bring a range switch just in case your partners die. That way you can still pull off a duo. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is Aram's campfires. When Aram disappears from this side, such as Carol would, and hops on either the south wall or the north wall here, he's going to light these rock formations right here on the opposite room on fire. Now they're going to turn purple, and one's going to turn red. Now these little campfires, they deal around 400 to 500 damage for the purple ones, and around 500 to 600 damage for the red ones. But they hit 2 to 3 times per second, which actually adds up to quite a bit of damage. Also, if you have a brother on top of them, it will heal the Barrows brothers. So keep that in mind and pay attention. So that way there's no deeps lost. Okay, now the last thing I want to talk about here is wallbangs. Wallbangs can be easily spotted. For example, if Darok is attacking me and he takes off running away from me or my partner, such as to the north, that means he's going to wallbang. As soon as he changes directions from running north, say he starts running to the west here, or even back towards the south towards us, what you want to do is, from your original spot over here, is you want to take 3 steps away, and boom, you will dodge the wallbang. Remember to keep in mind that you can run in deeps, so you can keep the deeps active while this is going on. Now, the last thing I want to go over is what happens when all 6 brothers are on the same side, as this will happen in a duo, trio, and sometimes, if you feel like quadding, you can all hop through bombs to the same side and just destroy them. Now, what's going to happen is, you need to stay either on the portal wall here or on the opposite wall. Never on the north or south, because if Aram and Carol spin at the same time, it takes up the entire room, including the north and south walls, but not the east and west walls. So keep that in mind. Also, you want to make sure and keep a good distance between you and your partners in case multiple melee brothers start spinning, and it's okay to use your surges for melee spins in this situation. So what you want to do is, if you get melee spun, you want to run all the way to the north or south wall, whichever you're closest to, and then just keep deepsing. When your brother gets about 4 spaces away from you, you want to take a step away from the wall, and when he gets a little bit closer, you want to surge through him and then run back down to this wall while you spam abilities and keep the deeps up. Now, the kill order on all 6 on the same side is generally always the same. We try to kill Carol first, then Torag, then we will kill Guthan, then Darok, Varak, and then Aram. This way, you can deal the maximum possible damage, keep everyone alive in the best way, because the spears are insane. Guthan's spear will wreck you, and all the spins and the fact that you're restricted to certain areas of the room in this situation makes a huge difference. Now, one more thing. We're going to go over Shadow Realm real quick. Now, at the beginning of every fight, one of the brothers will say, "You dare disturb my shadow." In this case, he's going to be the Shadow Brother. If you attack him, you start down the timer for Shadow Realm. There's not actually a timer, so when you attack him, there's about a 20 to 40% chance he will immediately start Shadow Realm. And then afterwards, it's concentric with each hit. It changes every time you attack. So just know that you can completely kill a brother from 50k HP before you start Shadow Realm, but he can also start it before you even attack him. So keep this in mind, and good luck. I hope this helped.